In 1945, the world stood at the edge of exhaustion. 6 years of total war had destroyed cities, economies, and entire societies. Europe lay in ruins. Asia was devastated. Millions were dead, and global power structures that had existed for centuries were collapsing. Yet out of this destruction, one nation emerged stronger than ever before: the United States of America. A country that had once avoided world affairs now stood at the center of global power. The question is not whether America became a superpower after World War II. The question is how it did so, and why no other nation could stop it. Before World War II, the United States was powerful, but not dominant. It had a large economy and vast natural resources, but it preferred isolation. After World War I, America deliberately stepped back from global politics, refusing to join international organizations and focusing inward. While European empires controlled colonies and global trade routes, the United States concentrated on domestic growth. It was rich, but it did not yet rule the world. World War II completely transformed America's position. Unlike Europe and Asia, the American homeland was never bombed. No cities were destroyed, no factories were flattened. While London, Berlin, Tokyo, and Moscow suffered immense damage, American industry expanded at an unprecedented scale. U.S. factories worked day and night, producing tanks, ships, aircraft, weapons, food, and supplies, not only for itself, but for its allies as well. By the end of the war, the United States had become the world's largest industrial producer. It supplied more than half of the global manufacturing output. This alone gave America enormous power. When the war ended, Europe needed to rebuild everything: homes, roads, railways, factories, and power stations. Asia faced the same challenge, but America did not need to rebuild. Its infrastructure was intact, modern, and productive. This meant the U.S. could immediately shift from wartime production to peacetime economic dominance. American companies sold machinery, food, vehicles, and technology to the rest of the world. While others borrowed to rebuild, the United States exported and collected profits. By 1945, the United States held the majority of the world's gold reserves. This gave it an unmatched financial influence. At the Bretton Woods Conference in 1944, a new global financial system was created. The U.S. dollar became the world's main reserve currency, backed by gold. Other currencies were tied to the dollar. This decision placed America at the heart of global finance. International trade, loans, and reserves now depended on the U.S. dollar. Financial power shifted from London to New York, marking the end of British financial dominance. One of the most important tools of American power was the Marshall Plan. The United States offered billions of dollars to help rebuild Europe. But this was not pure generosity. The aid ensured that European economies remained tied to the American system. Countries that accepted the plan bought American goods, used American technology, and aligned politically with the United States. The Marshall Plan stabilized Europe, prevented economic collapse, and stopped the spread of communism, while also expanding American influence across the continent. After World War II, the United States possessed the world's strongest military. It had the largest navy, the most advanced air force, and, for a brief time, the only nuclear weapons on Earth. Unlike traditional empires, America did not rely on colonies. Instead, it built military bases across the globe. This allowed the U.S. to project power everywhere without direct occupation. America became a global police force, able to intervene quickly in any region. The rise of the Soviet Union forced the United States into permanent global leadership. Two ideologies now competed for dominance: capitalism and communism. America positioned itself as a defender of the Western world. It created alliances like NATO, supported friendly governments, and used economic and military aid to expand influence. The Cold War ensured that the United States remained globally engaged. Isolation was no longer an option. American influence was not only economic or military, it was cultural. Hollywood films, music, fashion, technology, and consumer brands spread worldwide. American culture became global culture. This soft power made American values appear modern, successful, and desirable. People around the world did not just fear American power, many admired it. Britain was bankrupt. France was rebuilding. Germany and Japan were defeated and divided. The Soviet Union was powerful but economically weaker and isolated. China was in civil war. No nation could match America's combination of wealth, industry, military strength, and global influence. History rarely creates such perfect conditions for dominance. World War II created them, and America took full advantage. By the late 1940s and early 1950s, the United States was no longer just a powerful nation. It was the central force shaping global politics, economics, and culture. This period became known as the American Century. America did not conquer the world with armies alone. It shaped the world through factories, finance, alliances, and influence. America became a superpower not by accident, but through timing, strategy, and opportunity. While others rebuilt from ruins, the United States built a new world order, one centered on the dollar, global trade, and American leadership. But here is the question history always asks: can any superpower remain dominant forever? Or will the forces that once lifted America eventually reshape the world again?